my first graders. Today we're working on lesson 5.4. That's page 273 in your math book. So if you're not there, you want to find this page. All right. Today we're going to be using addition to check subtraction. So our essential question says, how can you use addition to check subtraction? So we've been talking about how addition and subtraction go together over the last few episodes or last few lessons. So for example, if I had making a snack, I had 3 almonds and then I had 4 goldfish for a snack, okay? If I add them together, I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 7 pieces of a snack, right? So 3 plus 4 equals 7. Well, what if I have this 7 pieces of a snack and I eat 3 of them? What's left? The 4. So the 3, the 4, and the 7 work together to make addition and subtraction. So if I want to check if 3 plus 4 equals 7, I can say, well, does 7 minus 3, does that equal 4? It does. Does 7 take away 4 equal 3? It does. So I can go back and forth and check to see if my answer is if the facts are related. Do they go together? Let me move these out of the way. All right. It says Aaron has 11 books. I borrow 4 of them. So if I borrow them, what does that mean? Am I getting some or am I losing some? I'm losing some, right? I'm letting someone borrow them, so I'm getting rid of them. How many books does Aaron still have? All right, so we're going to fill in our problem. So let's think, how many did we start with? Aaron has 11 books. So we're going to start with 11. Remember, 11 is the biggest number. We always start a minus problem with the biggest number. All right, we said since she's borrowing, somebody's borrowing books, it's a minus problem. So we put our minus sign in there. How many did they borrow? Well, they borrowed 4. We need our equal sign, of course. So we had 11 books. Someone borrowed 4, so we get rid of 4. Well, it says draw and write to solve the problem. So let's draw a picture. How many would I start with? Yes, I start with 11. So we're going to make 11 circles. After you make those 11 circles, go back and check. Make sure you have 11. All right. If they are borrowing 4, am I making 4 more or am I crossing 4 off? Yep, I'm crossing 4 off. How many are left? Well, let's count our circles. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. There are 7 left. 11 minus 4 equals 7. All right, now let's look down here. I give 4 books back to Aaron. How many books does Aaron have now? Well, look what we did up here. We had 11, right? Aaron had 11. She gave me 4 of them, so we got rid of 4. Now she has 7. So what if we go back and she has 7 right now, because this is what she was left with, those 7, and we add, because we give back, we add back the 4 books. What does it equal? Well, let's draw a picture to solve that. If I have 7, so we're going to make 7 circles. plus 4, make 4 more circles, right? Because we're getting some, so that means we're making more this time, not crossing off. How many do we have all together? Well, let's add these all up. Did you get 11? Yeah. So look at these problems, how they relate to each other. Here was 11. We took 4 away. That gave us 7. Well, if we start with this 7 and we get back the 4, does it equal 11 altogether? It does. And we showed that here by making a new problem. Here's our 7 plus our 4. It equals 11. Look, we're using those same numbers, right? This time, when we start, instead of starting with a big number, we started with the 2 small numbers. We put them together to get the big number. This is the big number right there. Okay, and then here, when we had our minus, we started with our big number, right? Minus, we always start with the big number. Take away a small number. There's our other small number. So we can use a plus problem to check our addition. If we add the 2 small numbers together, they should equal the big number, just like we did down here. Or if we add 2 small numbers and get a big number, we can make a minus problem by using the big number minus one of the small numbers. Okay, and it should equal the other small numbers. Notice how we didn't use any other numbers. We still only used the 11, the 4, and the 7. See, here's our 11, here's our 4, here's our 7. No other numbers. If we had another number in here, like a 3 or a 2, then we would have to look and say, oh, something's not right. Something isn't correct in our problem. All right, let's turn to the next page. All right. It says, why can you use addition to check subtraction? This little birdie over here, you subtract one part from the whole. The difference is the other part. When you add the parts, you get the same whole. So in other words, here's our minus problem. We start with the big number first. That's the whole. Remember, like when we did our part total and we had this down here, we had our 2 parts and then our big number at the bottom. We said that's the whole. Okay, so like this would be our whole. 15 is our whole because that's our big number. 7, then our small number. So when we have a minus problem, a subtraction problem, we start with our big number. We take away one of our small numbers. That's a part. And then it equals the other part, the other small number. Okay, so big number minus a small number equals another small number. To check our minus problem, we can turn it into an addition problem by adding the 2 small parts. Okay, 2 small parts, we add them together and they should equal the big number. And when you look at this, right, our numbers are the same. Here's our 15, our 7, and our 8. And then look, here's our 15, our 8, and our 7. They're still there. We add the 2 small to get the big number. So let's take a look down here. It says subtract, then add to check your answer. So we're going to subtract 13 minus 7. So you can use your number line. Okay, you can draw 13 circles, cross 7 off if you want. But we're going to subtract. Let's figure out what is our answer. So I'm going to pause for a second. Okay, you can pause the video. Find out what does 13 minus 7 equal. All right. Now that we paused, what did you get when you had 13 minus 7? Hopefully you used maybe your number line to help you solve. Did you get 6? Yeah. 13 minus 7 equals 6. All right, now let's look over here. Now we need to take this and turn it into an addition problem. All right, so let's see. So notice when we have an addition problem, right, our big number isn't going to be at the top anymore, is it? Our big number when an addition problem is going to go down here. Here's our 13. It's going to go down here. We add our two small numbers, so the 7 and the 6. So look, we have our 7. What's the small number we're missing? The 6. The 6 goes up here. So 6 plus 7 equals 13. Well, let's check and make sure that's right. We can put 7 in our head and 6 on our fingers. You ready? Let's see if this is correct. 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. Is it correct? It is. That's how we can use addition to check and make sure that our answer is correct to our subtraction. If we can add the two small numbers together, they'll equal the big number, and it worked. So let's look at this one right here. 14 minus 5. Well, I'd like you to solve 14 minus 5. You can pause the video, okay? Use your number line or draw 14 circles, cross 5 off, okay, right? See, solve the problem. So pause the video, hit play when you're ready to check. Okay. Did you get 9? Well, if you didn't, let's check and see if this is correct. So now we're going to check our work. Something plus 5 equals something. Well, look, remember when we're making a plus problem, we add our two small numbers. So we take this 9, we're going to stick it up here. Okay, put our 9 up here in this box. We add our two small numbers, the 9 and the 5. And we need to see, does it equal 14? Well, add 9 plus 5. We can put 9 in our head, 5 on our fingers, right? We can put 9 in our head. We can draw 5 circles if we need to count on. Ready? 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. 9 plus 5 is 14. Look at this. Is it the same? It is. So that's a way to check to make sure that our minus problem is correct. We can add the two small numbers and see, did we get to the big number? And we did. All right, my first graders, I'm going to have you pause the video. You are going to try number 3. Okay. Try number 3. Hit play when you're ready to check. I want you to do your subtraction, okay? And then use your two small numbers, add them together and see, what do you get? Did you get the big number? Hit play when you're ready to check. All right. All right, let's see, my first graders. Hopefully you have an answer in here. 12 minus 5. Did you get 7? Let's see now. This a little. Let's see. Is this correct? Well, let's check. The 7, you should have put the 7 up here because we add the two small numbers and we're going to see, does it equal 12? Did we get the big number? I add the 7 and the 5. They were my two small. All right, when you added 7 plus 5, did you get 12? Well, let's see. I'm going to put 7 in my head, 5 on my fingers. 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. 7 plus 5 is 12. Oh, look at this. Hey, we are correct. Look, we added our two small numbers. They gave us the big number. And then in our minus problem, we started with the big number. We took a small number away and it equaled our other small number. So we are correct. I'd like you to try number 4. Pause the video. I want you to subtract 17 minus 9. See what you get. And then make it into a plus problem. Take this problem, turn it into a plus problem. Hit play when you're ready to check. All right. So 17 minus 9, I got 8. Okay, and let's see. So now I'm going to take my two small numbers. Which are my two small numbers? The 9 and the 8. Let's see. Look at that. I put it up there. All right. 8 plus 9. When you added them together, what did you get? Well, I'm going to put 9 in my head. And look, I'm going to do 8 circles. Okay, remember you could have put 9 in your head and 8 on your fingers, either way, right? So let's add and say 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17. And look at that. Here it is. So our answer is correct. We were still able to use our small numbers. We added our small numbers to get our big number. All right, we're going to look across the page. Okay, here we go again. It says look for structure. Subtract, then add to check your answer. Okay, so this time they are just not writing it up and down. They're just writing the problems across. Same thing. We're going to solve the minus problem. Okay, solve our minus problem and then see, take our two small numbers, add them together and see, does it equal our big number? I want you to pause the video and I want you to work on number 5 and number 6. Hit play to check your work. All right, 11 minus 3. Did you get 8? Okay. Then we had to take our two small numbers, add them together to get our big number. So our two small numbers were 8 and 3. So look, here's our 3. So I'm going to put my 8 here. Here it is, all the way over there. 8 plus 3. Well, let me see. I can put 8 in my head and 3 on my fingers. 8, 9, 10, 11. Ah, look. It does equal the big number. That means that our answer of 8 was correct. All right, 13 minus 9. Did you get 4? Then we have to add our two small numbers. So they already had the 9. So I'm going to put my 4 over here. 9 plus 4. So I'm going to put 9 in my head, 4 on my fingers. 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. Ah, look, it equals our big number. So our minus problem was correct. 13 minus 9 equals 4. So 4 plus 9 equals 13. Okay, it's just a way to check our work. All right, my first graders, let's take a look over here on Math on the Spot. If you need to pause at any time to fix something, you can. If not, I'm going to keep going. Brianna has 13 sand dollars. Some sand dollars are broken. Ooh, hopefully you're circling your numbers as we go. And our word some, that means we have a missing number. 5 sand dollars are not broken. Write number sentences about the sand dollars. All right, so let's read this again just to think about our problem. Brianna has 13 sand dollars. So she has 13, so picture that. Some sand dollars are broken. Oh, so if some are broken, right? It's like we're losing some, but we don't know how many. We have a missing number. 5 sand dollars are not broken. Oh, so 5 sand dollars are good. Write number sentences about the sand dollars. Well, my first graders, let's think about what we have. What could we write? Now, it doesn't tell us that we need a plus problem or a minus problem, so we can decide what we're going to do. If some are broken, what kind of problem could we make? A minus problem, right? Broken means that we got rid of some. So what number do we have to start with? 13, because 13 is our biggest number. Minus, well, we can minus some, right? We can leave this blank, and it can equal 5. Or if it's a minus problem, doesn't matter which one we minus. Could we make it minus 5? Yes. All right, 13 minus 5. I want you to go ahead and solve that. What is 13 minus 5? All right, what did you get? Did you use your number line? All right, you might have gotten 8. Now, we did a minus problem. Could we turn this into a plus problem like we've been doing? Yeah, what two numbers would we add together for a plus problem? So think, what numbers do we have to add together when it's a plus problem? Hopefully you said the two smallest numbers. So 5 plus 8 equals, let's see, does it equal 13, our biggest number? Yeah, remember, plus problem, we add the two smallest numbers. So let's see, I'm going to put 8 in my head, 5 on my fingers. 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. That works. Okay, there we go. Look at that. 13, 5, and 8. There we go. 13, 5, 8. All right, my first graders, if you need to pause, you can. If not, I'm going to keep going. Go deeper. Subtract to solve. Then add to check your answer. So we have to subtract first, then we're going to add. All right, here we go. Word problem. Make sure you're circling your numbers as we go. Liam took 15 balloons to the party. So we're going to circle 15. All but 6 of the balloons were red. How many balloons were red? So when it says all but 6 of the balloons were red, that means that some of the balloons are a different color. Okay, all but 6 of the balloons were red. How many balloons were red? So let's look at our problem. Let's make a minus problem first. What number do we have to start with? Hopefully you said 15, because 15 is our biggest number. Minus, how many are we going to take away? 6 equals what? So my first graders, I'd like you to pause the video. I want you to solve 15 minus 6. Write your answer in, and then turn this problem into a plus problem. Remember, when you're doing a plus problem, you add your two smallest numbers. Hit play when you're ready to check. All right, 15 minus 6 equals 9. Then you take the two small numbers, the 6 and the 9, and you turn it into a plus problem. 6 plus 9. Well, what does 6 plus 9 equal? Well, we can put 9 in our heads, 6 on our fingers. 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. Look at that. There's our big number, right? Big number. So remember, we add our two small numbers to get our big number. So let's look at this part again though. How many balloons were red? We'll look at our first problem. 15 minus 6 equals 9. 9 of them were red. All right, my first graders, we're going to stop there and we will finish the mid-chapter checkpoint tomorrow.